Hi there everybody, my name is Dale Mathis, and the accordion I am holding this morning is a brand new red FR8X Roland digital accordion. And I have just finished doing all the programming on this instrument, and so in today's video this instrument is sold, and I want to show the new owner when he gets it out of the box how to turn it on and what things to turn on just to have immediate good sounds. So the first thing that you're going to do when you get your new accordion out of the box is pull off the plastic wrapping, and you're going to install the straps. The straps I have on here right now are just my shop straps, so they're not leather straps that come with the accordion. And then what you're going to do is in the back of the accordion, you're going to snap off the back strap, or rather the back pad, and open up the battery pack and plug the battery in. And then once you have the battery plugged in and have the cover back on, and put it on. Let me do that here. And adjust your strap over here, your bass strap, so it's comfortable. And then let's power it up. And one of the things you'll notice if you're new to the FR8X is that the FR8X does not have bellows straps. So apparently this is an old invention. I think I read that Scandelli actually invented this decades ago, and Roland is using it now. So when you turn it on, up here there is a color screen, and what you're going to see is in the turn on set it says 100 Dale on. And what that means is that all of your sounds here for the accordion are the sounds that I have re-registered. So you're going to get, when I hit the first one, nice bassoon. Next one, it's a little brighter, like a bandoneon. Next one is much brighter. Oh, and by the way, the bass side is going to be accordion. And then number 4, we have a little Italian musette. Number 5 is going to be a French musette. It's got more of the out-of-tune factor to it, so that's what we call the French musette. Number 6 is a nice bright 8-foot setting. Number 7 is the musette sound that I have set down 1 octave, and a lot of people just love this sound. And as long as we're at this point, let's do one more thing. Here is a set of buttons called left hand, and it says here orchestra bass, orchestra chord bass, free bass, and bass and chord. And the reason why I'm stopping here is I want to just play some of these parts together. So I'm going to touch orchestra bass and orchestra bass chord. And what has turned on is that string bass sound that I have edited and come up with. It's got a nice sustain on it, and I've taken off all the high frequencies, and it's similar to the old Chordovox bass sound, and a lot of people still love that sound, so that's why I figured out how to create that sound. It's not a stock Roland sound, so I had to find out how to make the sound, and it is now, when you turn the accordion on, that's the bass sound you get. And then the sound right next to it is a little piano sound. So, all right. So now I was at number 7 here. is the master sound. Number 9, I put another bassoon sound down there. And the reason I put that down there is because if you're playing in this register of the instrument, it just makes it easy in the real estate to hit that button. So sounds that are so similar on acoustic accordions, you know, like the violin and the celeste, and some of those sounds are so similar. And the piccolo, I've just taken all those off, and so these are 14 very usable sounds. And this bassoon sound here on number 9 is different than the one on number 1. And you know, a lot of the accordion players that I have talked with do like several varieties in the bassoon sound. So this is the one on number 9. Number 10. That's could be a nice sound for Frankie Yankovic polkas. Number 11. Brighter again. Number 12. Brighter yet. Number 13. This one I borrowed from the, gosh, where did I get this one? It's actually from the Alpine expansion set. Amazing because it's fairly mellow. It's actually a bassoon reed and a clarinet reed, but very mellow. And number 14 is really mellow, and again, it's from the Alpine set. And the other thing that I need to tell the new owners also is all of the master settings, the system settings, have all been done for you already. So one of the things that I found with this accordion is if you're going to plug it into a camera or you're going to plug it into a recording system of any sort, or even if you're doing the internal recording, the audio, or you know what I am meaning to say, is a wireless system. The regular audio output on the accordion is too hot, and it distorts all those devices. So I have reset all of that, and so you don't have to worry about it. It's all ready to go. So that's going to work for you. And the bass settings over here, let's go through those a little bit. So again, now to get to it, to make any part of this accordion live, what you do is turn the sound on and then turn it back on again. And so those panel buttons will be active. So right now, I've got acoustic accordion is active in the bass set, but when I hit the bass button panel over here on the panel now, that bass is here again, and now I can go through all 7 of these. So I put a piano over there, and number 3 is an electric bass of some sort. There's an acoustic bass with some sustain on it. There's a pick bass and it has sustain on it. That's that tuba sound that I use for my oompas. Another variation on the acoustic string bass. So you can play with any of those things. None of them are the Roland factory originals. I have modified all of them to user voices that I think players will actually use. All right, so now let's just check out the chord sound. So to make these buttons active for the chord voices, turn this tab where it says chord here, turn it off and then turn it back on again. Now these are active. So piano sound there, And you can, if you look in your screen up here, it also gives you the name of what's been turned on. So it's actually called European piano. Number 2, jazz guitar. Number 3, what was it? Tenor sax. And these chord buttons do respond to your touch. So it's touch and bellows that I've got it set for. So if you go harder, it changes the tone. And number 4, what do we have on there? A nylon guitar. Number 5, another nylon guitar. There are a lot of variations. There are hundreds and hundreds of sounds on the Roland accordion. So you can have a bunch of different nylon guitars, a bunch of different acoustic guitars, a bunch of different twangy guitars, a bunch of different, lots of accordion sounds obviously, a lot of organ sounds. Let's see what we got here. Speaking of organ sounds, the last one was clarinet player over there, where I might use that. Let me switch back to the bass sounds here. There is that tuba sound. And then there's a panel button here called drums. If I hit that, so it adds the drum sounds in. So, all right, let's just do this. This is a little. Alright, that's pretty mellow over on the right hand side here. So let's make that French musette. Here we go. So that's the basic turn-on sounds. Everything has been modified, and when you buy the instrument, or even if you haven't purchased one and you're thinking about buying an 8X from Crown Music, send me an email and I will send you the list of all of the hundreds of sounds that I have modified on this instrument, so that as soon as you turn it on, they're all right there for you. One more thing we're going to go through briefly, and that's the user program. And in the user program, when you turn that on, now in your screen up here, you will see the name of the sound that I have given to it. So it turns on at the first time to 001-01, and I've named it Brassy. And so when I touch my panel, it was white up here, now it turned to black, and that tells me that that sound is turned on. And if I hit number 2, I've called it Classic 8, and let's just go back and forth between those two so you can hear some of the differences. In the number 1, there was drums. There was an electric bass playing and piano. If I hit number 2 again, no more drums, and the boom bass is on, and it's a guitar sound. So all of that stuff in your user program, whatever you've got on as you're setting up one of these, it memorizes everything, and that is a difference between the user program and the set memories. Set memories will just remember everything that's turned on one particular section, where the user program remembers everything. So it remembers what bass sounds, what chord sounds, it remembers what you've got set up for the right hand, it remembers all of the 4 groups. You've got 2 orchestra sounds, an organ sound and an accordion sound. It remembers what you've got set up on the sidebar. It remembers what you've got set up on the chin switches here. So if you're using a BK7M rhythm unit, it remembers all of the settings that you want to use up here for turning it on and off or variations. Or you can also use this to switch through the registrations, or you can use it to make the organ Leslie effect go faster and slower. So lots and lots of effects. And again, I have pre-programmed much of this instrument so that as soon as you pull it out of the box, it's going to be ready to go for you, and it's going to sound great. So I'd like to do just a couple of tunes from my first couple of user programs, and for that portion of this video I'm just going to plug the accordion directly into the camera so that you get the stereo effect through either by listening to headphones or if you've got nice speakers. Do yourself a favor. If you're watching on an iPad or you're watching on a little laptop computer, plug in headphones, because you can't imagine how great this instrument sounds to the player until you are listening to some better speakers or to a good sound system on your on your desktop system. All right, so I'll be back with just a couple little demo tunes from my user programs. So thanks for watching. And I was watching something on television this morning. It was saying that the like button on our videos is dumbing down American society. We're not talking anymore. So if you'd like to make a comment, if you're enjoying the videos that I'm making, post a little comment. Say, oh, I like that, or I don't like that, or whatever. I'd love to hear from you. So thanks for watching, and we're going to add a couple more little tunes, and I'll post in the graphics what I've got turned on. Thank you.
Thank you.